There's so many books. Hey everyone, it's Jananie and welcome back to my channel, This Story Ain't Over. So today we are going to be embarking on a very new journey here on my channel. I am starting a whole series of vlogs where I take you through my moving journey. So for those of you who are new to the channel or new to this news, I am going to be moving out of my parents' home where I've lived for several years now. We used to live in a different house in a different suburb when I was a child and growing up in high school, but we moved to this house when I was finishing up high school, and I've lived here all through university. I never lived on my own. I've never moved out in any way, and I've been thinking about moving out for a while now. I am 25, I'm turning 26, so I'm definitely not young in terms of moving out, but I feel like with all the changes that have come up in my life this year and, you know, how my priorities have changed, I think moving out will be really, really good for me. One of the things I've realized with like all the changes in my mental health and figuring out my mental health and, you know, my mental illnesses and finding ways to manage them, I've realized that I really need to be in an office space for, you know, the workday. I need to be around people, I need to see people, and I also need to be like closer to people that I like and enjoy being around, like my friends and people I want to hang out with. And a lot of those people are actually in downtown Toronto because that's where my office is. So I am essentially moving to not only get like the independence of just being on my own and, you know, being in control of my own space, but also to be closer to my office so that I can go into the office every day for my full-time job and then, you know, come home to my own space. I'm just excited to finally be closer to people like I want to be around and to have my own space as well. I think one thing I've realized with my mental illness and mental health is just that like I need to be a little bit more in control of like my sleeping habits and, you know, my own space and what I'm eating and all of these different things, and I feel like living alone will give me some of that control that I have been craving. So I'm really excited for this new journey, and I really wanted to take you guys along with me for the journey. So this entire series will be, you know, me documenting my moving journey from packing up my book collection here at my parents' house and, you know, packing up all my crap and decluttering and getting rid of stuff, and then moving into my new apartment in downtown Toronto and, you know, just setting up my new home and just getting started on my new life. I feel like this is just a really exciting moment for me at this point in my life, and I'm just so glad that I'll be able to document it, but also just like share it with all of you. And, you know, if any of you are thinking about like moving out or taking that step for yourself, I encourage you to do it, because I think like already I am starting to see the benefits in my life after deciding to make this, you know, decision, and I'm just really, really excited. So before I just jump into the vlog, I did want to say I did film myself going to Home Depot and grabbing like boxes and like supplies and other stuff, and I had some really great vlog footage, but with, you know, my ADHD and being on new meds, it's gotten a little bit worse, so I did actually lose my vlogging camera. But regardless, I don't have that footage, but I did manage to vlog a lot at home packing up my book collection, so you'll get to see all of that. So without further ado, let's jump into the vlog. I've brought the boxes to my room, which is very messy, as you can see. The mission right now is to collect all of the books that are on my floor first and pack them into boxes. I'm gonna do the shelves afterwards, I think, and I'm gonna do the books on my book cart first as well. So that's the mission for today. I'm gonna do the rest of the books on my shelves probably closer to when I move, so probably next weekend or maybe at the end of this weekend. We'll see. All of my beautiful shiny albums that I need to pack away. So I did no packing over the past couple days, but it's Monday, August 7th. It's still the long weekend. It's about 3 p.m. right now. My family is out for the day, so I have some time to just put some music on or maybe an audiobook and get some packing done. I am planning to pack up most of these bookshelves today, maybe a little bit less than that. I don't know. We'll see how tired I get. I want to leave some time to like shower later. I don't want to completely burn myself out, but I do want to get a shit ton done today. I've managed to pack up my book cart and a lot of the books that were just like sitting on my floor. I moved some books that were like childhood favorites to one of my smaller shelves so that I can just leave them here at my parents' house, but the rest are going with me. And I know I had that whole video that I put up before where I was like picking books that I was gonna take with me when I move out, but it turned out that I actually was gonna be able to take most of my books with me because my apartment just happens to have enough space to put bookshelves behind my couch in the living room. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to bring all my books with me because who doesn't love this backdrop? I'm gonna just get to packing. So cue the montage. I have cleared out most of the taller books that I own, which are usually hardcovers, but there's some paperbacks, and all of those made up of 3 whole medium Home Depot boxes. They are very heavy, so I'm a little concerned. I may have to take some of the books out and move them into other boxes. We'll see. But right now I'm kind of just thinking about, do I even want to take all of these books with me? And do I want to actually donate more of these? Because as I'm looking at my shelves, I'm like, am I ever gonna read this book again? Or, you know, will I ever actually get around to reading this YA book that I was sent like 18 years ago? And I've done a lot of paring down my collection. I have donated so many books over the years, and even recently in the past few months as I've been gearing up towards moving out. And then a lot of them were books that I had bought when I first started BookTube and was just going rampant with buying physical books. And all of this is just making me think, like, I feel like my perspective on physical books has changed so much. And in recent years, like when I was younger, I coveted physical copies of books so much because it was something I didn't have and that I really wanted, and e-reading wasn't really that big of a thing. But now that I honestly read so much on my Kobo, on my e-reader, I am just thinking like maybe I don't need all these physical books. And in my head I'm just like, oh, but I could just read that on my Kobo. I feel like I don't need to be taking up all this space with these physical books. And obviously physical books are great for certain things, and sometimes it's just nice to have a book that you really love in your collection. But you know, when I was younger, it was like I didn't have the money or the means to buy a bunch of books, so I only bought the books that like I really wanted, that I had maybe read from the library, and then I knew like I love this book so much I want to have it as part of my collection. But the funny thing is that even now, like looking back on some of those books that I coveted and like really wanted, you know, after reading them and I bought the physical book afterwards, I'm looking back on them and I'm like, yeah, this was great when I read it, but I don't think I'm actually gonna reread it again, even though I bought it to be part of my collection. So it's just so funny how life works. Like the things that you thought were so important years ago become so unimportant to you much later on. And I think it's just like a matter of growing up as well. So we'll see. I think I'm gonna be cutting out some of the books that I am gonna be packing up next because I'm just looking at them and I'm like, that was a good YA book, but will I read it again? Probably not. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take that approach moving forward a lot more often. I'm quite tired. I've stopped for a water break. I am curious though how many boxes of books I'm gonna end up with at the end that I'm taking with me. Because right now we're at 3 that I just packed right now, 3 that I packed on Friday, so we're at 6, which is concerning. I feel like I've done this enough times now. I've packed up enough books for donation or for moving. Like I've moved before and I've moved rooms multiple times, so I'm used to packing books in boxes and knowing the right way to jigsaw them so that like they're protected. I am quite the expert, if I do say so myself. These are ones that I have been stacking in this little corner as I've been going through the books and thinking, I probably don't need to take this with me, and so I stack it on that stack, and I'm gonna go through them later and pack them up in a box to donate. here just to say, like, this is an example of a couple books. These are two YA romances that I love. And now I'm like, there are so many better examples of romances. I don't need this shit. Hello friends, so I decided to sort of organize the books a little bit. Oh my god, my hair is a mess. I decided to organize the books a little bit before packing up the last ones, and I have made an even bigger pile of books to get rid of. But yes, so I have organized a bunch behind me. I think we have like 2 more medium boxes left to go, and I've also collected like all of my books that are kind of tiny and small to go in one smaller box together. Look at the empty shelves. This is an end to an era. Hello. So I'm officially dirty and gross, but I've officially packed all of the books on my shelves. I filled up 13 boxes of books, 12 big ones, 1 smaller one, and it's been a ride, guys. That was me like getting rid of all of these books also, mind you. So had I decided I wanted to keep those books, I would have had like 3 more boxes, I bet you. It's just astounding to me because I'm not even taking all of my books. Like, I have another shelf over there on that side of my room full of like my childhood favorites and stuff that I still want to keep, but I don't want to take with me. And it's just one skinny shelf that's staying. But like, there's so many books. And this is after I've unhauled so many books already several times in the past few years. This book collection is out of control. Before I used to buy a lot of books just because I wanted to reference them in videos or use them in videos because it's just like nice to be able to see the cover of the book that I'm reading while like I'm vlogging myself or whatever. But honestly, it's not worth it. Like, I can put up an image of the book on the screen for you guys. I can put up the name of the book on the screen. Like, for my wrap-ups at the end of the month, I've started doing that because I've been reading more on my e-reader, and honestly, like, I just need to come to terms with the fact that it is okay. Like, the consumerism keeps getting to me and I need to let it go. I do not need all of these books. That's essentially how I'm feeling, guys. It's always gonna be a matter of like, these physical things are not that important. It's like the memory of reading the book and loving it. That is what is just so incredible. And that's why I love reading, because it's a journey that you get to go on in your imagination. And there is nothing quite like it. I urge you all to let go of the physical books. I'm kidding. I know you're not all gonna let go of your physical collections, and you shouldn't. But if you're ever like, I really need to downsize and it really sucks, I need to get rid of all these books, don't think of it in such a bad way. You have the memories, you have the times that you've spent with those pages, and that's always gonna be forever. With that sentimental note aside, I am gonna be dismantling these shelves probably next weekend and figuring out how to ship them or take them to my apartment downtown. So that will be another struggle, which I will probably vlog in a like moving a day vlog, but we'll see. Otherwise, this is it. It's the end of an era, so let's say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and joining me for the journey of packing up all of my books in my home library. I am so excited for this next chapter, and I hope you guys will join me for the journey. So let me know your thoughts on the whole discussion of consumerism and having a physical book collection and all of that. Love to hear all of your thoughts, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, and please remember that this story ain't over. Bye.